So we should be live. We should be live. I think so anyway. Let me check. Yeah, we are live. We're live. We're live. Just a quick one. Maybe an hour long, something like that. Nothing too crazy. Okie dokie. Let me make sure that's all correct. Okay. Okie dokie. There we go, sorted. All the tabs are sorted. Awesome, yeah. So where do we start? I guess it's with Deontay Wilder. He came out with an interview last night, I believe, with some random dude, and he was discussing various things, and one of which he discussed was next fights, and he actually suggested that he would like to fight Anthony Joshua or Andy Ruiz Jr. Now, obviously, Joshua, that's out of the question right now. Looks like we're going to get Joshua versus Fury, fingers crossed. But Andy Ruiz Jr., to me, that's a very good fight for Deontay Wilder at this point in time. Listen, Deontay Wilder, as bad as he was on February 22nd, and as ridiculous as the excuses have been, Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder is a fight which will intrigue people, will do numbers, and let's be honest, the winner of that fight they put themselves in a real good position to fight for a title. It's a big fight, and it's an interesting fight. Andy Ruiz apparently is losing weight and taking it seriously. Whether that's true or not, we'll see. And Deontay Wilder, of course, has been going through his trauma, his mental trauma. So it's an interesting fight. Where are both guys in their careers? Who wants it more? Stylistically, it's an interesting fight as well. I love the idea of Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder. I think it's a great fight. One that needs to happen. One that needs to happen, in my opinion. I'm sure that'll do well in America in terms of like pay-per-view buys and whatnot. Andy Ruiz, of course, has that Mexican fan base, Hispanic fan base, and Wilder has his fans as well. So get those two guys together. I'm sure it'll do good numbers. But big up to Intangible Boxing News. He says for the first time in history, all 4 belts in the cruiserweight division will belong proudly around the waist of one man. Yeah, I remember those adverts on IFL Intangible. I do remember. Big up to Apology Man. Evening, everyone. Just chilling for a while waiting for my pizza delivery. Big up to you, Intangible. Sorry, big up to you, Apology. Hopefully you enjoy it. Yeah, I got like 4 hours sleep last night, so I am done. I'm absolutely done. Shot to bits. Big up to Big Dan. Thank you for the support. Hello to you too, sir. Hopefully you're keeping well, bro. Hopefully you're keeping well. But big up to Big Dan. Thanks for the support. Yeah, George C. Yeah. He says, evening all. Love Dell's rant about the British judges and British Boxing Board of no control. Yeah. I mean, it's becoming far too regular with what's going on in the UK with poor scorecards. And, you know, I understand that human error is a thing. Everybody makes mistakes. That's going to happen now and again, right? I think we can all understand that. But it's all about pattern recognition with these type of things. 9 times out of 10, probably more than that, all of these decisions, controversial decisions, seem to go one way, and that is in favour of the home fighter. If it was purely down to incompetence, we would see a lot more B-side fighters get bad decisions. But that doesn't happen. So, yeah, there's a big problem in the UK with bad scoring. We're the new Germany of Europe, basically. We are the worst country in Europe when it comes to judging. It's that simple. And it needs to be addressed. We see the same faces. Terry O'Connor, Ian John Lewis, all of these type of guys. They keep on getting refereeing jobs or judging jobs, and they continuously mess up. There's no accountability. There's no performance procedure or anything like that. You know, these guys can horrendously mess up. 2 weeks later, they're either refereeing a big fight or judging a big fight. And these guys continuously fail. You know, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. You know, seeing a guy like Kiko Martinez at the end of his career, you know, perform the way he did, I thought he won the fight quite clearly. And to see him get robbed like that, it's a hard pill to swallow. Same goes for Miguel Vasquez as well against O'Hara Davis and against Lewis Ritson. You know, those sort of wins can give guys another 2 paydays or so. And you know, this incompetence is not only costing a guy a loss, but future earning potential and things like that. And that's out of order. It's totally wrong. It's totally wrong. Exactly, intangible. Yeah, Ruiz versus Wilder would sell a little bit, but there would be no build up because of where they are. To be fair, I'm not sure, man. I think people would get interested, especially in regards to Wilder, because we've got no idea where this guy's head's at right now. You know, there's that element of surprise or unknown with Wilder and Andy Ruiz Jr. with Eddie Reynoso. Apparently, he's taking it seriously now. So there's some things to be interested in, and you know, it's a competitive fight. So I think people would definitely be interested. I certainly would. I guess I'm really speaking for myself. I'll probably watch it, Nick. I'll probably watch it. Yes, big up to Truth Son. My guy, hope everything is well, brother. Wilder is now playing pianos. Soon he'll be converted into women's boxing. Yeah, I don't trust this. Yeah, his mouth. Yeah, I know what you mean, Truth Sons. I know what you mean. More than likely, he'll fight Charles Martin or Robert Helenius. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I love the idea of Andy Ruiz Jr. It's a big fight. And the winner of that fight is in a real good position. You know? They're in a great position to fight for a vacant title if they become vacant, or even fight the winner of Joshua Fury. Why not, man? It's a great fight. These guys need to risk it. Why not, man? What's your go-to pizza order? By the way, big up to Truth Son as well for the super chat. Big up to Truth Son. He contributes a lot to this channel, man. So much appreciated, Truth Son. Much appreciated. Apology, man. What's your go-to pizza order? To me, I'm kind of plain. I like just a meat feast, to be honest. I like a meat feast. But occasionally, tandoori chicken, jalapenos and things like that. I do spice it up a little bit now and again, but usually just a meat feast. Big up to Faust. Nice of you to drop by, bro. Fight of the week for next week. For me, it's either Berchelt versus Valdez or Marku versus Charlton. Yeah, both real good fights. Berchelt Valdez, it's going to be a very fun fight. But to be honest, I can only see that going one way. And that's Berchelt winning by knockout. He's too big, too strong, I say. But Valdez will give it a go. He'll have his moments. But ultimately, I think the size is going to play a factor there. And Marku versus Charlton's a real intriguing fight. Marku's a bigger, stronger guy. Maybe a harder puncher. But Charlton is a better boxer. So that's a good fight in its own right. And also, of course, we've got Josh Kelly, David Avanesian. That fight is super intriguing to me. I've actually kind of gone back on my original thoughts. I was always picking Avanesian. As it's got closer, as I see these bad scorecards, I kind of think Kelly's going to win on points, to be honest. But it's a good fight. It's a great fight. Kanshabek Kunkabayev is coming back next week, I think. Looking forward to his return. I'm a huge fan. I've never seen him fight Intangible. I do know Zan Kazabutsky, he's fighting this weekend, the heavyweight prospect. He's fighting in Germany against the Nigerian dude. I forgot his name, but he's got a good record. So be interesting to see him back as well. Yeah, meat feast. You can't go wrong, bro. You can't go wrong. By the way, big up to Truth Son again, man. He says Wilder didn't get his debt KO'd. Sorry, Wilder didn't get debt KO'd, mate. He's been up all night. It's keeping him up at night. Big up to Truth Son, man. Yeah, by the way, as well, sorry if I sound a bit coldy. I have what they once called a cold, you know. Faust, he says, I wouldn't take Wilder seriously until he gets back into the ring. I hope he comes back. He's entertaining for sure. Yeah, I agree. Listen, for better or worse, the guy's an absolute toolbox. There's no doubt about it. He's limited, he's flawed, but he's very entertaining. He gives you something to talk about, Deontay Wilder. So, listen, I do want to see him back. I definitely want to see him fight again to see what's left, really. And, yeah, if you match him correctly, you're going to get some real fun fights. And Andy Ruiz Jr. is one of them, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, Radchenko's a tough dude at cruiserweight. Intangible. Yeah, he's a very tough dude. Yeah, because Radchenko fought Glowacki, and he actually dropped Glowacki, if my memory serves me correct, because I saw that fight. I'm sure he dropped Glowacki. 99% sure he did. Yes, big up to Levi Khan. Shout out to Levi, straight out of NYC. Uncle Delboy getting us through the ones and the twos. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Interested to see the Wallin fight this weekend. I think he's a very decent heavyweight. Yeah, I forgot about that as well. I forgot he was fighting. I've actually done a prediction video for that fight on my channel, so you guys can go and see that. I've got Wallin on points. I think Brazil's tough enough to make the distance against Wallin. Wallin's not really a big puncher. He's a good boxer. He can fight a bit on the inside as well. He's workmanlike. I think he'll outpoint Brazil. I don't think he'll knock him out, though. Unless Brazil is totally gone now, where his chin has been cracked, I can't see Wallin stopping him. I really can't. That's it, yeah, because, yeah, Spilka's down at cruiserweight now, yeah. Radchenko, yeah. I'm sure he fought Glowacki as well, though. I'm 99% sure. 99% sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Do you think Robbie Davis might have problems with the Venezuelan? He went life and death with, yeah, that Polish dude, yeah. Sorotska, whatever his name was. Yeah, he got knocked out in the first fight, Boxing Brains. You're right, yeah. Indeed. Do you mean US versus England? Levi. I think Wallin beats up Brazil, human punching bag with a nice right hand, yeah. He's a tough dude, Dominic Brazil, and if you're not good enough, he can expose you like he did against Izzy Agono and even Amir Mansour to a certain extent. But he's never going to trouble the top guys, Brazil. He's done well, really, considering where he came from. Former football player, started really late, made the Olympics in 2012, made a bit of money in his pro career. He's done okay, Dominic Brazil, but listen, I expect Wallin to win comfortably on points. But hopefully we see him have a few moments of trouble kind of thing, see what he's made of. Because who knows? Who knows? Maybe Otto Wallin was flattered by Tyson Fury. Maybe Wallin's not that great. Well, we need to see. El Champion, big up to you, sir. Salute to you. Big up to Adam UK as well. Every single time, big up to Adam. Levi says, yeah, Brazil is a bin man who wouldn't beat Trevor Bryan at this point, in my opinion. I'd probably say Trevor Bryan wins on points, but prime Brazil, I'd pick Brazil, to be honest, Levi. I'd pick Brazil. Julius Striker, he says Andy Ruiz versus Usyk, who wins? I would actually take Alexander Usyk. Julius, I'll take Usyk. Just too nimble, work rate's too high. I think he'll get in and outpoint Andy Ruiz. Definitely wouldn't stop Andy, no doubt about that, but I would say Usyk on points. I'll take Usyk on points. I actually believe Andy would struggle with those sort of smaller heavyweights who can get in and out, like a Michael Hunter, like a Usyk. I think actually Michael Hunter I'm sure Michael Hunter beat Andy Ruiz in the amateurs, if I'm not mistaken. I agree, Intangible, totally agree. I totally agree. J9898, big up to you, sir. I'm good, bro. I'm totally good. Got a bit of a few things going on at the minute, so we're moving apartment, so that's been a fucking stress. Spent a lot of fucking money, new computer, new bed, obviously first initial deposit and all that shit. Not buying or anything, but yeah, I wanna change of location. Put it that way. That's all I'm kind of after right now. But yeah, just a change of location, really. But yeah, it's been stressful. Liam Edmondson, I think Brazil will beat Wallin. He's slow as fuck, but he'll be too big and too strong like Kyle Froch. Yeah, that's one thing about Brazil. He is big and strong and he can punch a bit. And if you can't get his respect, he'll keep on walking you down. So it's interesting. I think it's a good fight for Wallin at this point. I really do. I think it's a good fight for him. If Brazil is still Brazil, it's a good test. It's a good test. Yes, big up to Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News, man. Big up to you, Unrivaled. Hopefully you're doing well, bro. Again, I keep on meaning to fucking get in touch, bro, but basically the next 2 weeks are going to be hectic. After that, I should start calming down and having more time, but I'll definitely get in touch, bro. But big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Yes, we got Minimax in the building as well. Jukambaya versus Ergashev, who wins? I've only seen Ergashev, Minimax. I've only seen Ergashev. I saw that as well, yeah. Briedis moving up to heavyweight. He might surprise people. He might surprise people, but for whatever reason, I've got a lot more faith in Usyk and Gassiev at heavyweight, and even Michael Hunter. I like Briedis a lot as well. I like Briedis a lot. Don't talk to me like some slag, bro. I don't need updates. Big up to AA Boxing and Blunts. Yeah, I think so as well, Tommy. I think Briedis would trouble some smaller heavyweights. I mean, we saw that against Manuel Char. He can definitely crack even at heavyweight, but the bigger dudes he's going to struggle with, in my opinion. I think he's going to struggle. Big up to James Nunn. Martin Bakole is going nowhere, in my opinion. I agree. I agree. I think he's where he is. You know, sort of a. Don't know what sort of level you would describe him as. He's a decent fringe contender, I guess. I wasn't really impressed with his performance against Sergey Kuzmin. I thought Sergey Kuzmin threw that fight away. If he was in shape and actually took it seriously, that fight was there to be won. But, you know, he turned up like a fat pig and he lost. But yeah, to me, Martin Bakole, he's okay, good volume, fit guy, but I think he's there for the taking. I think Hrgovic, for example, would fuck him up. And I wouldn't mind seeing that fight either. Wouldn't mind seeing it. New favourite YouTuber. Thank you, brother. Thank you, LR. Much appreciated. So somebody's got to rate me. Somebody's got to rate me, man. Big up to LR, though. Not yet, bro. I actually will make a video on it at some point, James. I know you asked that. You asked that before, so I'll definitely do a video on it. Is it just me, or does anybody else think that Brazil could knock out Wallin? I'm picking Wallin. I'm pretty confident. At the same time, would I be surprised if Wallin got fucking beat or something like that? Not really, because ultimately, Wallin's best win is a loss to Tyson Fury, where he really overperformed and made a name for himself. We don't know whether that was because Wallin was good or whether Fury just had an off night. So I wouldn't be shocked if he lost, but I'm not really expecting it at the same time either, kind of thing. But it's a good fight. It's a good fight. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Bakole can definitely be in some good fights. Yeah, definitely. I tell you what, he's a problem, Tommy. Joe Joyce is definitely a problem at heavyweight. Again, I love that fight with Usyk. Joyce versus Usyk in the pros. That's a great fight over 12 rounds. Because for World Series of Boxing fight, yeah, Usyk dominated it. But over a 12-round slog, it's a different fight. And Joe Joyce has got a lot better, as has Usyk, though. But it's a great fight. But yeah, I think Joe Joyce is a problem for a lot of guys in that division. J9898. Del, who do you think's got the best jab in boxing? I'd say Spence, Golovkin, and Kovalev are probably top three, no particular order. Golovkin's definitely up there when it comes to the jab. Who else? What other jabs do I like? What other jabs do I like? I do like Spence's jab as well, actually. It's a good shot. Dmitry Bivol's jab is pretty nice. I love Beterbiev's. It's not like he's not one of those guys who jabs from the outside and keeps you at range, but his step-in jab, where he'll step in with a jab, and it's almost like a power punch. You know, I love Beterbiev's step-in jab. I think Inouye's jab's a bit underrated. Jamal Charlo's got a good jab. There's a lot of good jabs in boxing right now. There's a lot of good jabs in boxing. Who was the guy Tony KO'd at cruiserweight, the Ukrainian Olympian? Oh, Vasily Girov, Levi. Vasily Girov. I think he was from Kazakhstan, though, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, basically bump of K. But basically, yeah, Bakole's a bill filler, yeah. Get him on the undercard in a semi-competitive fight. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think Briedis would probably beat Povetkin at this point stylistically. I wouldn't be shocked in tangible. I wouldn't be shocked. This version of Povetkin, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That'd be a very good fight stylistically, though, to watch. Skill for skill, you know, both similar size heavyweights. You know, that'd be a great fight. Excellent timing for both guys, good power. That'd be a brilliant fight. That'd be a brilliant fight. Yeah, exactly, Big Dan. Exactly. Kuzmin ain't no good. He is what he is. Wasn't out of shape, just his standard. Maybe, but I saw a fat bastard in there. I saw a fat guy in there. I thought he let himself down, Levi. I really did. I thought he let himself down. And he was much better in the amateurs, Sergey Kuzmin. Quicker of hand and foot. He looked a lot more dynamic in the amateurs. As a pro, never really been in shape or anything like that. He's never took it serious for me. LR, Florian Marku abuses Rylan. It's stylistically all wrong for Charlton. Maybe I may be biased, but you'll see. You could be right, bro. He's a bigger man. Rylan Charlton is basically a junior welterweight, whereas Florian Marku's a big fucking welterweight. He's a big dude, heavy set, strong, powerful. You could see him overwhelming Charlton. I wouldn't be surprised. I've got it as like a 50-50 fight. I can't really call it, to be honest. I can't really call it, but all I'm expecting is a bit of a tear-up, a good little fight. Should be a good one. See, I like a bit of Florian Marku. I don't mind Florian Marku. A lot of people don't like him, but I like what he brings to the sport. When there's crowds in there, like, he brings a great fucking audience. He really does. And that's what it's all about. J9898. What's your thoughts on Fabio Wardley? He's some raw talent, and it'll be interesting to see how he develops as a fighter. Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who had no amateur fights, and he basically had 3 white-collar fights before turning pro. Considering that, I think he's doing very well. Obviously, a quick learner, athletic guy, nice hand speed, decent power, good timing for a guy who's not boxed for long. He's a natural, there's no doubt about it. There's no need to rush him, though. There's no need to rush him. I think they need to take their time with Fabio Wardley. The good thing for Fabio Wardley is he's getting great sparring, being with Dillian White. That's one positive for Fabio Wardley. It's not only about getting the right fights at the right time, it's also about getting the right sparring and being involved in a proper good training regimen. So Fabio Wardley's got a lot going for him, in my opinion. Is he going to be a world champion? Probably not. But he can be he'll be a fun little fighter, I'm pretty sure. But I like him as a person as well, Fabio Wardley, so I'll be supporting him. Are you moving to a smaller populated area, somewhere quieter? Been thinking about making that move as well, smaller town. Yeah, basically, Faust, yeah. Move into a smaller location, more, it's not like rural, but it's like a real small town, basically. And, you know, that being said, obviously, it's a nicer area, so I'm getting less for my money, but it's not about that for me. It's not. I'm a single man. I'm a bachelor. I don't need space, bruv. I don't need space. I want just a change of scenery, and yeah, that's all I'm really after. To be honest, that's all I'm really after. Stavern would even beat Molina. He's only in it for a pound note, as the Brit Spies say. Yeah, probably. Yeah, he is. He'll lay down, Levi. He'll lay down, I'm sure. LR, Johnny Fisher is the new Tommy Morrison without the issues. Listen, if he has a career as good as Tommy Morrison's, he won't do too badly, because Tommy was a good fighter. He was a good fighter, very talented, Tommy. But, you know, as we know what happened with him, outside of ring issues kind of really derailed him. But he was a good fighter, Tommy. Very fun fighter as well. Yeah, Bevol's jab is nice, intangible. I like Bevol's jab a lot. Like, the last 10 years, though, Kovalev's jab was my favourite. Brilliant jab. Brilliant jab. Yeah, I've never seen him. Tommy, I've never seen him once. No amateur fights, no training footage, nothing like that. I've never seen this guy fight at all. So I'll be intrigued with Johnny Fisher. I'll be intrigued. Hopefully he's good. Oh, yeah, no, he dropped Girov. Yeah, round 12. That was it. Intangible. Yeah, he dropped Girov. You're right. See, my memory is terrible, bro. My memory is absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Adrian Broner's fighting Lobito Santiago from Puerto Rico, the guy who got a lucky MD hometown decision against Chop Chop Corley a couple of years ago. Oh, fuck me. If he's getting an MD against Chop Chop Corley, sorry. I mean, yeah, Broner's going to beat him. Good fight, intangible. That's a good fight. Broner versus the winner of Kelly Avanesian. Very good fight. I'll take that. In short, I would say no, Tommy Hagler. I can't see Callum Smith making an impact at light heavyweight. I think his hunger's gone. I think his hunger has totally gone now. Winning the World Boxing Super Series came with a big payday. Then he got that Canelo money. I think his hunger's gone, to be honest, Tommy. I think his hunger's completely gone. That's what I was trying to say, BG, in my prediction video. Listen, Brazil he's very limited, but he's only lost to like two of the best guys in the division who can really punch, Joshua and Wilder. The other guys he's fought, guys like Mansour, Izu Agono, Eric Molina, he's beat all of these guys and knocked them all out, stopped them. So he's one of those guys. If you're not good enough, he can expose you. And let's be honest, we've got no idea how good Otto Wallin even is. So I wouldn't be shocked, bro. I wouldn't be shocked. I really wouldn't. But at this stage, I will still favour Wallin. But it's a good fight. It's a good fight, but I do agree with your sentiment in terms of like losing to Wilder and Joshua doesn't mean he's a pushover. Yeah, I do agree, BG. I do agree. Martin Piccole is going to appear on UK Stings on YouTube. By the way, I love watching those videos. I really do. I really do. Just goes to show what sick fucks are out there, doesn't it, really? Oh, Canelo all day long, AJ. He could do. Listen, Marku takes a lot of risks in there. To apply his pressure, he could get walked onto a big shot. There's no doubt about it. But if Charlton can't hurt Marku, he loses that fight. In my opinion, I think he'll lose. I see it as 50-50, Charlton versus Marku. It's a good fight, though. No, he won't, though. We've got nothing to worry about there, Levi. He won't. So Wallin versus Brazil is... You'll have to stream it, I think, Tommy. I think you'll have to stream it. Unless, like, Box Nation pick it up or something like that, you'll have to stream it. Oh, that's a good fight. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. Who do you think wins right now, and how do you think the fight would play out? The only real unknown about that fight for me is Devin Haney's chin. I've not really seen this guy get touched by a hard puncher, but skill for skill, style for style, who would I favour? I'd favour Devin Haney to win on points. I think he'd outbox Ryan Garcia. I think he'll make Ryan Garcia take the lead and take the initiative and cut the ring off. I don't think Ryan Garcia is great being aggressive, to be honest. He needs a guy to stand in front of him or come onto him to look good, whereas Devin Haney's going to make him come forward and actually apply the pressure. I think Devin Haney would outbox Ryan Garcia. I really do. I think Devin Haney stylistically is a problem for Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, and Teofimo Lopez. I really do. A lot of people don't like him. They criticise his resume, how he won the belt. All of that is valid. All of that is valid. But stylistically, I think Devin Haney gives a lot of these guys problems. I really do. And I think Teofimo knows that as well, by the way he's going on. By the way, lads, if you could smash the like, be much appreciated. Big Dan wants to see Florian Marku get sparked. I kind of like Florian Marku, bro. I kind of like him. Yeah, G-Man, big up to G-Man Boxing. Big up Dale. My pick is Marku over Charlton. I've seen Marku's draw. Wasn't a draw. I wonder, was Charlton's draw or robbery? Either way. Yeah, exactly, bro. There's a lot we don't know about both guys. But all I'm saying is, like, Marku's a bigger guy. He's a stronger guy. Hits pretty hard. Charlton is a light welterweight, basically. So if I had to pick anybody, I might pick Marku, to be honest. But I've basically got it 50-50. Jesus Christ. Thomas Adamek versus Lucas Brown, rumoured for the summer in Poland retirement fight. Christ. I like Thomas Adamek a lot, but yeah, man, he needs to leave it alone. He needs to leave it alone. I would say Beterbiev right now, AJ Morningstar. Beterbiev right now, but he needs to fight ASAP. He needs to fight ASAP. Yeah, man. I thought about it for the last year now. Apology. Then I finally decided to do it. My problem is, my problem has always been procrastination. So I thought, fuck it, let's just do it. Let's do it. Might cost me a couple of grand, but fuck it, whatever. It's what it is. Can make that back. Not a problem, man. Not a problem. Money comes and goes, but your happiness is the main thing. That's all there is to it. Rylan got cut by Laws. He was tiring out and was getting hit more and more over the 3 rounds, whilst Laws cried out like a female tennis player. Yeah, if I couldn't stand Joe Laws, bro, I really couldn't. I'm glad he got knocked out. Yeah, so Vasily Girov, he fought Joe Messi at heavyweight, I believe, Levi. I think he fought Joe Messi. Pretty sure. I think Devin Haney's a better prospect, Adam. I really do. Skill for skill, who I believe will go furthest in the sport, I believe Devin Haney will. I think he's got a better base of fundamentals. I think he's got better feet, better defense, better jab. I think he's better all round. Ryan's more explosive. He's got more power, but I just think Devin's naturally a better boxer. I know a lot of people right now like Ryan. I don't mind Ryan either, to be honest. I think he's a good prospect, but I think Devin's a bit better. Oh yeah, that's a good fight, George. Now that's a good fight. Bakadir Jalalov versus Jared Anderson. That's a great fight. But like you say, it'd be better in a few years' time. But I'll watch it now. I'll tell you what I'd love to see. I'd love to see this fight. See, this is why I should be a fucking matchmaker. I want to see Jared Anderson versus Michael Coffey, the 2 US heavyweight prospects. That'd be a great fight. Be a brilliant fight. Yeah, he's Sam Jones' guy, BG. Tommy Fisher. Yeah, he's with Sam Jones. Yeah. Yeah, his chin is definitely suspect. F.A. Ajagba. I think also it's mainly his defense as well. His defense is pretty poor. If you punch with that guy, he's there to be hit. Chin in the air, he squares up, and he's definitely there to be hit. So a lot of defensive flaws to really iron out for F.A. Ajagba. But he's been matched okay, Ajagba, so far. He's fought a couple of decent guys for a young prospect. But yeah, you're right. Just rewatched Mikey Garcia versus Adrian Broner. It's a good example of how, in a lot of cases, fundamentals beat flashiness in boxing. Mikey has the much better fundamentals, whereas AB is more flashy. Exactly, Jay. Exactly, Jay. And that's what I'm saying with Devin Haney. He doesn't really wow you or anything like that, but he does basically everything quite well. He doesn't have any glaring weaknesses, maybe apart from punch power. But I think technically Devin Haney is better than Ryan Garcia. I think he'd beat Ryan Garcia. And I think he'll give Teofimo Lopez a real hard fight. If anybody thinks Devin Haney gets blown out in that fight, I beg to differ. I think that's a very good fight. Devin Haney versus Teofimo needs to happen. But all of these lightweights right now are acting like little dickheads. So are we going to get that fight? Who knows? Hopefully. Sam Jones is going to take over Frank Warren for when he dies shortly, or will nepotism like for Hearns be passed through the family? I'd say nepotism, Levi. I'd say nepotism for old Frankie boy. Banter Swag, big up to Yo Banter Swag. He says, how did you have the first Canelo-Golovkin fight? I had it a draw. Golovkin landed more, whilst Canelo landed the heavier shots. I had Golovkin, I think it was 8-4 in the first fight. I've not seen that first fight in a minute, though. It's been a long time. Exactly, G-Man. If you're a betting man, yeah, you got to factor that in now. You've got to factor that in. Dodgy judging. But, I'm favouring Josh Kelly slightly on points. It'd be a hard fight, though. Both guys have been super inactive, which is a bit worrying, but it's a good fight. There's also another fight on that card that I quite liked. Let's have a look quickly. What fight was it? So let's have a look at the undercard. Let's go on BoxRec quickly. Look, Josh Kelly. So Kelly Avanesian, okay. Let's have a look. There's a fight on the undercard I really liked. Maybe you guys think it's a shit fight, but I liked it. Hang on, where is it? Oh yeah, Jordan Gill, the featherweight Jordan Gill versus Cesar Juarez from Mexico. I think that's a good fight. Juarez these days probably past his best, but he's a tough guy. Brings a lot of pressure. We saw how Jordan Gill did with the last Mexican he fought. He lost. He got beat up. So I like that fight a lot. Jordan Gill versus Cesar Juarez. Good fight. Very good fight. I'm surprised actually they made that fight. Sorry. Oh fuck me. Not boxing, but what's it like to live in a country under a king and queen like it's Stone Age times? Is it weird or just normal? Yeah, it's just normal. I'm not one of those people who necessarily likes the monarchy in the UK. I think the monarchy is past its sell by date. They offer nothing to this country, and quite frankly, they are just a. I won't go there. We won't delve into putting the world to right on this stream, but yeah, they're a bunch of scumbags essentially, the royal family, in my humble opinion. Fury versus Joshua, Charlo versus Castano, Taylor versus Ramirez. Do you think we'll see all three undisputed fights this year? Fingers crossed. I think there's no reason why we don't see Taylor Ramirez and Charlo Castano. I think those fights are easy to make. Fury Joshua, will it be undisputed? Will a couple of belts get dropped? I'm not sure. But I can see all of those fights happening this year. I really can. The curveball is always Joshua Fury because you never know what could come up with that negotiation. That's why I've not really been talking about it too much on the channel. People are acting like the fight's been done, but I'm hopeful, but we'll see. But yeah, I definitely think Taylor Ramirez happens this year, and even Charlo Castano as well. I think they all happen this year. Those two fights, sorry. Florian is honestly going to impress you all. I know he might seem like a bit of a knucklehead, but it's mostly lost in translation. He would die in the ring to win. Yeah, he seems like that type of guy. I don't doubt that. I definitely don't doubt that. That's what I was alluding to, Levi. That's what I was alluding to, what Big Dan just said. Rakhimov versus Kenichi Ogawa for the vacant IBF title. Good fight. I got Rakhimov by late stoppage. Yeah, I'd agree with you. I would agree intangible. Ogawa's a decent fighter, but to me, Rakhimov far more skilled. I actually was quite impressed with some of the things Rakhimov was doing against Jojo Diaz. Rakhimov, how he was boxing a lot more on the back foot than I'm used to seeing, and I was quite impressed with him, Rakhimov. I thought he looked quite good. I actually quite enjoyed that fight, by the way. Jojo Diaz versus Rakhimov. Good fight. Smith is too basic to compete and win against the top light heavyweights. His size won't be a factor at light heavyweight. That's in reference to Callum Smith. I agree. Jamstar, I agree. There's a lot of killers at light heavyweight. But B-Roll, Baturbiev, Joe Smith Jr. These guys are killers, man. Hungry fighters. I don't think Callum is a hungry fighter anymore, basically. I really don't. Yeah, Wallin's best win is over Adrian Granat. Yeah, Adrian Granat, the other Swedish heavyweight back in the day. He was like a prospect at the same time. That's his best win. And yeah, basically his best win is a loss to Tyson Fury. So hard to judge. Yes, big up to Big Boys Boxing. He says hopefully everyone is safe and well. Yeah, all well on my end, bro. Hopefully you're good. Hopefully you're keeping well. I don't know. I think Ryan Garcia is rated about right. I think he's rated about right. He's got his sycophants and he's got his haters. I think he's a good fighter. A lot of raw talent, speed, power. He's dangerous, but yeah, I think he'll come unstuck against Devin, Teofimo, and Lomachenko. That's my opinion on Ryan. I think he'll come unstuck against those guys. Dimitri Bivol versus Zerdo Ramirez. I heard talks about that fight. I'll take Bivol on points, but it's a tough fight for him. Tough fight. Yeah, Saturday, BG. This Saturday. on Sky Sports. Do you know what, BG London? If you asked me that 2 years ago, Josh Kelly all day long, twice on Sundays. Now, I think it's a much more competitive fight. I would still lean towards Josh Kelly due to the amateur experience. And even as a pro, he's fought better competition. I would lean towards Josh Kelly, but I now see it as a competitive fight. And if Conor Benn did win, I wouldn't be shocked. So my thoughts are changing on that fight a lot. My opinion on Conor Benn has gone up, and my opinion on Josh Kelly's gone down, essentially. AJ Morningstar, Delboy, do you know IBFP International Boxing Fans Podcast? I do, yeah. I've heard of it, yeah. Yeah, fair play to him. He no excuses. He got it wrong, and he'll come again. He'll come again, Jojo Diaz. I think Jojo's a good fighter. But yeah, he fucked up there. He definitely fucked up. Good fight, LT. I no problem with that fight on my end. Haney versus Linares, I'll take it. Haney needs a test right now, and I think Linares would be that. Oh yeah, big boys, good shout. I don't rate Jermaine Franklin whatsoever. He's fat, slow, ordinary fighter. Jermaine Franklin, very ordinary. I'd say Michael Coffey knocks him out. Yeah. Exactly, boxing brains, exactly. Just got to see the final bell and he should win. Yeah, I know, BG. It's silly, isn't it? It's absolutely silly, but it's boxing for you. It's silly. Yeah, exactly, Jay. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these lightweights are acting like little idiots right now. Teofimo's acting like his resume is Pacquiao's. Yeah, he beat Loma and it's a very good win, but he needs to calm down. He's constantly talking about people needing to earn the fight to fight him. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. It's silly. Saying he wants 10 million to fight Devin Haney. What's that about? Just make the fight. They're two young guys, both unbeaten, both different styles. It'd be a great fight, man. It'd be a great fight. Who's Devin Haney got to beat to earn that shot? Who's he got to beat? I mean, come on, man. It's fucking ridiculous. I hate it. I fucking hate it when fighters say, oh, if you want to fight me, you've got to earn it and fight whoever. I hate that so fucking much. Honestly. Fucking hate it. When at the same time, these guys would have fought bums who never earned that fight either. Silly, innit? Absolutely silly. Frank Warren drinks adrenochrome. Okay, now. Maybe he does, bruv. Maybe he does. Man's out here surviving gunshots, COVID. He's going strong still. Oh, dear. That's a good fight. It's a good fight, Adam. I don't mind the fight. Ryan Garcia, Javier Fortuna. I think it's a good fight. By the way, don't be shocked if Javier Fortuna really gives him problems because he's awkward, he's small, and he brings pressure. If he can get under Ryan's shots, I think he can give Ryan a lot of trouble. Fortuna's a real horrible fighter to kind of fight. Sorry, he's not easy to look good against. I like him, Julius Arslanbek Makhmudov. I like him. Powerful puncher, powerful in both hands, lovely right uppercut, straight right hand. I would like to see him use the jab a bit more and keep his left hand high, but he's got a lot of good raw attributes. Strong dude as well, man. Very strong. He'll give guys some problems in the heavyweight division, I'm certain, and he'll knock a few people out as well. So, good prospect. He's a good prospect, Makhmudov. By the way, apologies again if I sound really coldy. My nose is fucked. And I've not been on the Charlie either. Yeah, it's Fedor Chudanov versus Isaac Chilemba this weekend. You're right, yeah. Chilemba by KO 10-1. I don't think Chilemba's going to knock him out, though, man. Chilemba can't really punch, and Chudanov's got a great chin. Yeah, exactly, Big Boys Boxing, yeah. Doesn't have to be Bellew's mate for him to be biased. It only has to be a Brit versus a foreigner. for the bias to shine. Exactly, bro. That's the whole of Sky, though, basically. And that's the whole of Sky. What's more likely in 2021? Lockdown ends or Don King puts on another show? Fuck me. Probably fucking Don King put on another show, bro. Exactly, BG London. I mean, listen, bro. The information is out there on these people, right? What these people are about, how they acquired what they have now, and even the current members of the royal family who they associate with. The information is still out there, and people still worship these fucking demons like they're something special. They're not, man. They're absolute scum, as far as I'm concerned. Absolute scum. I picked Granat to beat Wallin at the time. Shows what I know about Swedish heavyweights. Bro, I don't know. I don't even fucking remember watching it. To be honest with you, George, don't even fucking recall watching it. Even though Adam Booth seems dodgy, I kind of like him because he's mysterious. Yeah, he's a bit of a weirdo, isn't he, Adam Smith? I like hearing from him. He's entertaining. I can't lie, and he's not a bad trainer either. Adam Booth, he's not a bad trainer at all. A bit one-dimensional as a trainer, I will say that, but he's decent. He's decent. Who would you say is the most underrated fighter in boxing, and who would you say is the most overrated, and why? That's a hard one, especially the overrated one. I think underrated, if we're talking about most underrated fighters in boxing, I do think Maris Briedis gets kind of underrated, to be honest, for cruiserweight. I would say he's one of the guys who's underrated. He's a multi-time cruiserweight champion. His resume is stacked. Extremely skilled. I think Briedis is up there. Kazuta Ioka, 4-weight world champion. Genuinely a pound-for-pound level fighter, but nobody talks about him. He's another underrated fighter. Even Estrada, to a lesser degree, I think is underrated. But overrated, I think Andrade. That's my go-to for overrated is Andrade. Resume's poor. You know, his two best wins are Jack Kolkai and Vanes Martelosian, both in which he struggled. And people act like this guy's the boogeyman at 160. I don't see it. He's got a decent jab and he's a bit awkward, but that's really it. With Demetrius Andrade, I think he's overrated. I think Andrade's overrated, no doubt. Yeah, Kid's a good fighter. Yeah, Kid is a good fighter, a good technical fighter. He's definitely going to win that vacant belt against what's his face, Jazza Dickens. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. He just needs to put it together a bit more. You know, like in the Josh Warrington fight, he kind of stunk the place out. But when he puts his shots together, he's actually real good to watch. Real good technician, Kid Galahad. But yeah, just needs to learn how to put those shots together and, you know, take a few more risks. Not even risks, but use your initiative. Use his initiative a bit more, kind of thing. Exactly, Triple J. Exactly. Big up to Triple J, by the way. Every single time. Yeah, I thought he looked good in that fight as well, Nathan, against Claudio Marrero. And in Marrero's next fight, he fought some prospect in America, and he dropped him twice and gave him a real hard fight, Nathan. So that was a good performance by Kid Galahad. Very good performance. Yeah, I did. I saw that. I saw a snippet from that interview, Levi, with Deontay Wilder. Yeah, all softball questions, nothing like telling or anything like that. It's just bullshit, stroking his ego kind of thing. But yeah, one of those, man. Yeah, that's a decent fight, Nathan. That's a decent fight. Pretty competitive, pretty evenly matched, I would say. It's a good fight. Oh, really, Levi? Amir Mansour per Philly News is working at a sandwich shop, which is a shame. Man had decent fights at an old age. Sad to see it. Yeah, he did. He did have some good fights. Amir Mansour. I loved his fight with Steve Cunningham. Did you guys see that fight? Steve Cunningham, Amir Mansour was a real good fight. Real good fight, man. He was a fun fighter. Could definitely punch. Yeah, I've heard a few people say that, Big Boys Boxing. A few people in the chat actually picking Waleem to win by knockout as well. Sorry, picking Brazil to win by knockout. That's a good fight. I take it that's for the European title, Julius. I take it that's for the European title. It's a good fight, though. That's a very good fight. I'd favour Tony Yoka. That's a good shout, actually. Billy Joe Saunders, yeah. I can agree with that. I totally agree with that one. Billy Joe Saunders, yeah. I kind of view him as similar to Andrade, really. Nah, I've never seen it, bro. Never seen it, Levi. Never seen it. I would take Andrade on points. And speaking of overrated, maybe Liam Williams for like domestic fighter. Liam Williams, maybe. But yeah, I'll take Andrade on points in that fight. I've got Chris Congo. I think he'll beat Michael McKinson. Yeah, I got Chris Congo. He's wiry, he's tall, he's rangy, hits hard. I think he'll have too much. Michael McKinson can't really punch. He's a decent boxer, decent work rate, but I can't see him. I can't see him getting Congo's respect. To be honest, I think Congo wins that fight. It's a good fight though. It's a good fight, decent fight. Levi says Andrade needs to win every round versus Williams. Liam needs a gun to make that a fair fight. Damn, J9898 thinks Congo beats Kelly and Ben right now. I think he'll beat Conor. I think he'll beat Ben stylistically because Ben is kind of face forward and he's very, very aggressive. I could see Congo walking him into a big straight right hand. I could see that. Kelly, I'm not sure. I think Kelly versus Congo would be fucking kind of nip and tuck kind of thing, but both good fights, both real good fights. Yeah, Peter Milas, he's not really been active enough either. Big Boys Boxing. I don't think Peter Milas has been active enough. But yeah, he's got a couple of half decent wins on the resume. He beat Pianetta, beat Kevin Johnson, but he's okay. He's okay. Big up to Celera in the chat. Does Ruiz want Wilder's drama? Likely would be a big win seeing Ruiz is looking in great shape. Yeah, I think he would. I think he'll take that fight, bro. I think, like I say, I think it's a big fight. Pretty certain that fight would do well in America in terms of numbers. And yeah, the winner of that fight puts himself in a real good position. So I think Ruiz would take it. I really do. I'm sure he's going to have his tune-up fight against Chris Arreola. That's looking likely. But after that, I think he would take that fight. I really do. I really do. I think both guys should take it. I think it's a great fight. I'd love to see that fight personally. I'll be very interested. You know, very interested. Yeah, don't even talk to me about Kate Middleton, bro. She's like she's built like an island board, bro. Do you know what I mean? Fuck me. Yeah, it's looking like April for Andrade Williams. Yeah, April. By the way, lads, if you could smash the like as well, be much appreciated. Be much appreciated. Always helps us out when you hit the like. Very good fight, Nathan. Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano is a very fun fight, I say. Charlo to me is real. I like Jamel Charlo. Very entertaining fighter. Great at mid range. He can exchange. He can punch. He can get aggressive. And Brian Castano to me is the best inside fighter at 154. I think that's a real interesting fight. I would favour Jamel Charlo to win, but it's a good fight. It's a hard fight for Charlo. Castano's much harder than Jason Rosario, I'll tell you that much, stylistically. Because Jamel Charlo's not really a great inside fighter. If Castano can close the distance consistently and get to the inside, he's going to give Charlo kittens. But the problem is, unlike Teixeira, Castano's got to walk through a lot more to get on the inside. Charlo's a lot more dangerous, a lot more explosive. So that's a real good fight, bro. Real good fight. But I rate Brian Castano. I rate Charlo. But I think I'd favour Charlo. But it's a very good fight. It's a very good fight. Who wins, White versus Ruiz? Razor close fight, in my opinion. I think, do you know what? I think Andy Ruiz might out-tough him, to be honest, and maybe stop him later on. I think Ruiz can take a lot more than Dillian White can. I think both guys would exchange. In the exchanges, Dillian will land his stuff, but Andy Ruiz is much more quicker, throws better combinations. I think Ruiz would bust up White in a fight. White would need to box behind that jab, keep it long, try and stay safe kind of thing. But, I'd probably favour Andy Ruiz if he's in shape, whatever that fucking means these days. But I'd probably favour Ruiz. It's a good fight, though. Yeah, he lost his last two fights, Juarez, but still, I still think that's a hard fight for Jordan Gill. I really do. Chris Gallardo, he says, Chris Gallardo, El Destroyer Ruiz is too fast for Wilder. If he gets up close, bro, it could be a wrap for Wilder. But Wilder, if he can use that jab, use his legs, he can give Ruiz problems. You know how he fought Stavern in the first fight? If he can keep it long, he's got a chance there. But yeah, he cannot invite Andy Ruiz onto him. If he does, he could be in trouble. It's another good fight, man. I love that fight. Love that fight. Yeah, Carlos Castro, I saw him in that fight as well. He looked very good, actually. Couldn't make it up, Levi. He couldn't make it up. That's the risk you take, though. That's the risk you take. And he looks silly. He looks silly right now, doesn't he? So that's what I would say, Soler. That's what I would say. Under 260 pounds, Ruiz is in good shape. Yeah. So I've never had any amateur fights, Jay. So basically, my experience in boxing, I've been to the gyms for years and years since I was 16 when I first went to a boxing gym, and I've been back and forth ever since for like 10 years now. When I was 19, 2014 it was, start of 2014, so I was 19. When I was 19, I was supposed to have an amateur fight. So I was training. That fight fell through. And I didn't fight. After that, I basically stopped boxing for a long time. I just got fed up with it. And yeah, it's one of those things, man. I never really committed to boxing, to be honest. I didn't like the running, the skipping, the heavy bag. Didn't like anything of it apart from sparring, really. I never really took it seriously, which I regret now. I wish I did. That's one of the only regrets, only true regret I've probably got in recent years, is not actually taking boxing seriously, because you never know where it could take you. You never know. But yeah, I only sparred, basically, to answer your question. I only sparred. But there we go, man. Would have probably got fucking filled in. I'd have probably got filled in, so... When I used to spar, though, I always used to try and keep it long, though, because I'm a real lanky, tall guy for my weight class. I got ridiculously long arms. I'm built like a fucking idiot, like some lanky, slender man type guy. And that's the first thing my trainer said to me, actually, when I walked into the gym. So I went to the gym in a place called Queen's Park in Bedford. And the trainer there said to me, "You're not built like a white guy." That's exactly what he said to me. I had super long arms, real long reach. Not even my reach. My reach isn't the fucking thing. It's my arm length, because reach and arm length are totally different. My arm length is ridiculous. So I've got longer arms than Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko had 26-inch arms. I've got 28-inch arms, and I'm 6'1". And I was making I could make I was making welterweight back then, and I was 6'1" with 28-inch arms long. So I had ridiculous fucking arm length. Still got ridiculous arm length, but yeah, that's one of my boxing. That's my experience in boxing, just sparring, basically. It's good fun though. It was very good fun. Very good fun. Anyway, lads, I'm going to watch this football. I plan to go for an hour. We've gone for an hour, so I'm going to watch the football. More than likely, I'll watch Liverpool, so there we go. But yeah, if you could smash the like, it will be much appreciated. Always helps us out. And also, yeah, thanks for the support in recent days and whatnot. Channel's actually made a bit of progress, which is always nice. And yeah, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Peace.